Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're zooming in on the Grand Prairie region of Alberta, specifically some interesting live work properties.
Yeah, we looked at some listings, info from real estate agent John MacLennan's channel focusing on 3 rural properties.
Right. And our goal here is pretty straightforward. Unpack the key bits, the potential, especially if you're thinking about, blending home life and work life out there.
And what really jumps out is how different they all are. Each one offers a totally unique path to that live work thing. Should we start with the one near Bezanson?
Okay, yeah. The Bezanson acreage, it's what, 8.5 acres, just a bit east of town.
That's the one. It's got a house, interestingly, with 2 separate entrances.
Yeah.
And a pretty substantial shop, 40 by 60 feet.
2 entrances. And that shop, it's not just a shed, right? Concrete floors, radiant heat.
Exactly. That radiant heat, that's a big plus for comfort in certain jobs, especially through an Alberta winter. And yeah, concrete floors, durable, easy to clean, good for a workshop.
Makes sense. And the zoning. It's currently urban reserve. What does that, actually mean for someone moving in?
Well, it's interesting. Urban reserve means you can often run agricultural activities or even some types of businesses right away.
Oh, okay. So you get a bit of a head start, potentially.
Yeah, maybe for like a farm-based thing or a service business that doesn't need full commercial zoning just yet.
Yeah.
Lower risk to get started.
But MacLennan mentioned rezoning is possible, right? To commercial with the county.
Correct. For a fee, you could apply to rezone.
What would that open up? Especially thinking about those highway accesses it has, north and west sides.
Rezoning to commercial, well, it really broadens the possibilities. You could potentially look at retail, maybe more service businesses, even some light manufacturing perhaps. And yeah, those highway access points are key for visibility, deliveries, customers. Depends on the business, obviously.
Okay, let's switch gears. Property 2, Dimsdale Industrial Park, near the airport.
Right, west and south of the airport. This one's smaller, 3 acres, and it's mostly gravel.
Mostly gravel. Why is that important in an industrial park setting?
It just means it's likely set up for heavy use. Good, solid base for big vehicles, equipment, outdoor storage. Pretty practical.
Gotcha. And it sounds like it's got a lot of buildings, multiple outbuildings, a 40 by 70 shop, detached garage.
Yeah, lots of workspace and storage. But there's also a bungalow home there with its own attached garage, lawn, trees. A bit more separation.
So you get the work infrastructure, but also a distinct home space on the same lot.
Exactly. That separation can be really nice for, switching off at the end of the day. Plus, multiple buildings mean flexibility, storage, different work zones.
And being right in an industrial park, does that come with specific advantages? Or maybe things to watch out for?
Sure, potential pluses are maybe synergies with neighbors, shared infrastructure sometimes, just being in a business-focused zone. Downsides, you'd want to check park rules, operating hours, that kind of thing.
Right, makes sense. Okay, third one, Valleyview acreage. This one's bigger, 22 acres. And further out, south of Valleyview town.
Yeah, about 18 kilometers south, it's definitely more rural. The house is described as a basic tin roof bungalow.
Okay, more basic house. And the shop.
There's an enclosed shop, roughly 20 by 40 feet. Looks like it has an overhang too. And a mix of trees and open space across those 22 acres.
So 22 acres. That's a lot of land. What's the main draw there? Flexibility.
Absolutely. Huge flexibility. Great if you want that real rural lifestyle, space for animals, big hobbies, maybe larger scale farming, or just, privacy. The shop's a starting point for projects or storage.
But compared to the other two, what are the trade-offs with that much land, maybe being further out?
Well, more land usually means more upkeep, right? And you're likely further from town amenities, services, compared to Bezanson or definitely Dimsdale. It's a different balance.
So 3 really distinct options then. Bezanson, closer in, ready for some uses now, potential to rezone for more. Dimsdale, plugged into an industrial area, clear work-home separation. Valleyview, big space, rural feel, maximum flexibility.
Exactly. It really highlights that live work isn't just one thing. It depends entirely on what kind of work you do, what kind of you want.
Which brings it back to you, the listener. Thinking about your own ideal live work setup, which of these vibes resonates most? Is it the sort of ready potential near Bezanson, the functional zoned setup in Dimsdale, or that wide open space near Valleyview?
Yeah, and maybe thinking about what's the very first step you take to explore the one that catches your eye. Something to consider.